Stony Brook's men's and women's basketball teams will begin their season on November 25th. It's the first time since March any Stony Brook sports teams have played. Stony Brook Athletics is taking every precaution to keep their athletes and coaches safe.
Well, it's been just an incredible journey from March till now, and just being nimble and moving from where we thought we were going to play all of our sports in the fall to then making the pivot to moving our fall teams to the spring. So it's been a lot of work, but a lot of coordinated effort between our staff, our medical staff, campus leadership, and I think we've put ourselves in a great position to have success and be in a position to be able to compete. So for what we can control, I feel our student athletes, coaches, and staff have done a great job. So we're excited to be at this point, and but I'm proud of what we have done collectively to be in this position to have success. Well, so right now, is with basketball, the protocol is we're testing 3 times a week. So what is known as a Tier 1 bubble essentially is the team and everybody very close to the team, which includes coaches. So if there is a positive case within that Tier 1 bubble, you essentially have to quarantine the entire team for 14 days. Every sport will have its own protocol. We've been testing all of our athletes once a week. Basketball started testing 3 times a week beginning Monday. So we'll see. I mean, it's one of those situations where we know it's going to be fluid. We know we're going to have to adjust. Even an opponent who we may play, they could have to quarantine. So we all understand that there's uncertainty going into it.
In the spring, when sports return outdoors, Stony Brook Athletics hopes for the return of fans in the stadium at limited capacity.
I hope as we get into the spring and we're back outdoors that for football, lacrosse, soccer, those outdoor sports, we can. But again, that's outside of our control. And right now the focus is on just being able to compete and play. Mm-hmm. But if we can, we would certainly love to have spectators. But that will be outside of our control, and something that if it happens, that would be wonderful. But if not, the important thing is for our student athletes to have a chance to compete.
Although student athletes and programs are excited to be back and competing, it's looking to be an unprecedented semester. All spring and fall sports will be using the same stadium and practice facilities. It's a challenge that Heilbron is looking forward to meeting.
So we have to figure out how to do it, because we certainly will have a football game at noon and then a lacrosse game later in the day. But really one of the bigger challenges is figuring out how these teams are going to practice, because practice spaces are limited. Certainly when you have snow on the ground, it makes it challenging. But again, I think it's an exciting challenge that we look forward to. And I know that if we get to that point where we have all of our teams practicing and competing, it's going to bring a lot of excitement to the school, and that's what we're here for. I can't wait to get to that point where we can really get our students excited and then welcome them back, because our students are the heartbeat of what we do. Whether we're talking about our band, we're talking about the students who come to games, our student athletes who participate. It really is a collective effort, and we're at our best when we operate together. And while this period has been awkward because we've been distant, and our goal, though, is to figure out a way to use athletics to bring everybody back together as we get through the next few weeks and months.